Alright guys, welcome back to another UK Van Addict. Right, today we're going to be filling in those areas and making some cupboards up here. So that's what we're going to start doing. Then I want a cupboard up there, like I've told you before. Same up that area and same up there. And I got a lot of wooden lats put in there, so let's crack on with those. So I'll see you in a few minutes, well a little bit longer than a few minutes, when I've cracked on with some of this. As soon as I've got a carcass up there, I'll show you what I've done. Catch you soon. Right then, let's show you what I've done so far. Flick the camera. Right, so I've lowered this shelf here because I was going to put the hot water boiler in there. But it still don't quite fit in. There's not enough space top and bottom. I've filled all the tops of there in and put a lat up there. So I've done that, but yeah, I don't think the hot water boiler is going to go in there. I'm going to put the hot water boiler up this area here. So anyhow, I've done this carcass here. So these are going to be like food storage. And that's just going to be one big cupboard, one like opening, like hinged opening upwards. So yeah, that's all that's going to be. And I'm going to put a couple of shelves in here, and this is going to be our like food storage. So yeah, that's where we're at the minute. The hot water boiler's up here. There's my hot water boiler.
And I'm here. And I'm here.
So yeah, like I said, that was going to go in there, but it's not going to go in there now. So obviously this cupboard it's slightly, you can see, slightly bigger. I mean, I've made this cupboard bigger and there's just not enough room. So yeah, and I'm not going to start building this cupboard until I've got the wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out to about so far on both sides. I'm going to build the wall going up there, so then I've got something to screw onto. So I've got both sides. I can screw it to this side, screw it to that side, screw it to there, and it's all secure. Yeah, and then the boiler's going to go in there. So let's crack on with a bit more. Right then, I've put all these lats in here, so that can be a shelf then. So this one cupboard here, it's just one big opening cupboard, and it's just it's going to be like hinged. It's going to come upwards, and then these two are like just food storage. I'm going to put a shelf in between the middle of them as well. Yep. So there we are so far. So now I need to cut out some ply to fit on top of there for a shelf. We'll get that in. We need to cut one out for a shelf in there. And then we can start, I can put the sides on then. Right, let's crack on with that then, eh? Right, so I've cut the shelves out. They're going to be going into there. Let's see if they fit. Right then, there's shelf one in. Oh. Yeah, it's coming together now. Let's get some more shelves in. I'm not going to put one on the top of there, there's no need to, but I'm definitely going to put one on the top, one underneath. That's definitely going to make it nice and neat there. And I was thinking I'd like to put a couple of lights in underneath here, and then the wiring would be all hidden away in there. So yeah, that's something to think about. Right, we've got the bottom shelf in, top shelf in. I'm not going to screw this one down because I'm going to have access to, I'm definitely going to put lights underneath there. And the bit of wood that I've cut for that piece there, I've cut it too short, so I'm going to have to cut some more. But yeah, that's coming along nice. That bit of wood what I've cut there, will do for the end panel anyhow, so it's not going to go to waste. Right, so I'm going to measure this bit out. I'll go cut it. Right then, there's the underneath done. Remember, it's all going to get painted, so you're not going to see any of the screws. No colour differences. All done. Like I said, I'm leaving this loose because I'm going to put some lights under here. So when Agnieszka's cooking me dinner and washing the pots, you can see what she's doing. There's going to be a window here for you as well, so you can look outside every now and again.
Thank you very much.
All right.
You look at him, how
Yeah,
kind
look,
he is.
look how good I am to you. Coming on that. So we've got 2 cupboards. I'm going to divide this cupboard. I'm going to put some plywood in between there, and I want to have a shelf in the middle, and then that's just going to be one full cupboard up the top of there with a top opening door on it. Cracking on. Let's do a little bit more. Right, there's the end panel on. There's the cupboard from on the bed up above here. It's looking cool. Quite impressed with that. Let's get down these ladders without falling off. Sometimes impress myself. Happy. All done. So that is actually finished. The only thing I need to do, like I said, is make a door. What's going to go full length for that, and that's just going to open up. I'm going to sew some hinges for that, and then this is going to be 2 cupboards. So it's not quite finished, so I need to put some lats, one there, one here, one there, then put a board in the middle and a shelf, and then it'll be finished. So it's almost finished. Yeah. So let's crack on with that. Right then, that is actually complete now. Got the shelf in. All done. So, like I said, it's going to have a door opening upwards, and it's going to have 2 doors opening either side. So that's that complete. I ain't got a great deal of wood left. I think I've got about 2 lengths of that, 2.2. So I'm going to attempt to do that cupboard up there. I will have enough to do that. So I'm going to complete that. And then tomorrow I'll get some more materials. Because like I said, I'm going to make the walls at either side, so obviously there's an opening in the middle so I can still keep going backwards and forwards. But yeah, I've not got enough wood for any of that, so that's tomorrow's job. This is today's job. So I'll crack on with that, and I'll show you when I've got a bit of that done. Right, so I've made a start. I've chopped all the wood up, ready for this little cupboard up here. I'll piece it all together, and I'll see you in a second. Right then, we've got these together now. So that's going to go something like this. So I need some uprights going out. So I'll just figure out what size I need. I'll be back in a sec. Right then, there's that one complete. That's going to go up there now. Let's just have a quick look. A rough look what it's going to look like. So it's going to go somehow, somewhere up there. Yeah, got all that screwed in. Right. Let's crack on with a bit more, eh? There it is. All screwed up. It's quite solid. Sorted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of wood and some ply, measure it top to bottom, and I'm hoping it's going to come down here flush to there, and I'll screw it into there and screw it into there. That just finishes off, doesn't it? Just there's a bit of a wall end sort of thing. Yeah. So that's where we're at so far. Plenty of headroom, look. The door's way bigger than me, and the cupboard's way bigger than the door. So you can see what I mean, it runs pretty much level, so I can screw it onto here. Yeah, happy. I was thinking maybe it just make it feel a bit closed in when you walk through the door, but no, I mean we're gonna have a cupboard here anyhow. Do you know what I mean? So when you first walk in here, it's gonna feel quite closed in anyhow. But it is a camper van, isn't it? It's just a van. It's not a motorhome where it's quite spacious and you just got to cram everything in, sort of thing. Yeah, it's coming along anyhow. So there we're at so far. So look. Well, I've run out of materials now anyhow, so I mean, like I said, I had 2.2 meters, and that's what I've got left. Yeah, so until I get some materials tomorrow, there's not much more to do other than just putting that bit of wood in there, which I'm going to do that now. I'll go cut that out and put that in, and I'll show you that. Right, I'll go crack on with that. Right, so that's what I was meaning by like putting the plywood down there. I've run out of this wood now completely. I had about half an inch left. So yeah, I've had to come to a stop because there's nothing left, no wood. Still got plenty of ply. So yeah, tomorrow I'll crack on with that. But yeah, that's what I was on about. There's the cupboard. Let's have a look around the corner. You can just see it. Yeah. So it just looks a bit better. Because like when I put a board on here, I'm gonna put a little rack, to hang keys on and what have you. Just they're out the way then, aren't they? There's somewhere to hang them. And then obviously I'm gonna put a beam of wood across here, route the edges, and that's gonna keep us. Well, it's not going to keep us in the bed like, but it's something for the ladders to hook onto. So yeah, so that'll do for today until I go get some more supplies. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Right, I've been to go get some supplies. I've got some screws and some wood. Got some ply. Got this sort of wood here. I can't remember the measurements. I got some of that so I can finish off jobs, and then I can finish off my cupboards and what have you. But I got a little bit carried away and I started before I started videoing. So this is the wood that I've bought. It's all I've cut up. It's only for this side, but yeah, that's so there. That's going to go in there. All these lats are going in there, and then I've got the ply cut in half. So that's like 2 foot. Well, in the middle of here is 2 foot. Because obviously when I do this side and then put a board in the middle. I need to sit it on both of the edges. So yeah, let's crack on. Right, there's one side in. So you can see now what I mean when I put the ply on there. I'll be able to make a cupboard up there, and I've got some at both sides to screw it, so I've got 3 points plus the roof. Yeah, so that's in there. Let's have a look from the outside. Spot on. Let's crack on with a bit more. Right, there it is. Obviously wants filling in on the top. Yeah, the van's definitely getting smaller and smaller. But now the cupboard can go in there. It's got something to screw to either side. Yeah, so like I said, this is our seating area. It's getting a bit confirmed now, isn't it? Definitely got to get some windows for there, but I tried to order some today, but the ones that I wanted was out of stock, so I'm going to have to look elsewhere. Yeah, because I definitely need to start putting some windows in now because it's getting dark. It's getting a bit closed in, isn't it? Yeah, looking good. Right, that's that complete. Done. Let's put a little piece in the top. Put a couple of lats in it to hold it together in the middle. Sorted. Right then, next job. Right then guys, this is the next day of the update on the van. I'm not actually doing anything on the van today. It's peeing it down outside and it's quite dark in here. Yeah, it's light enough to do a bit of work, but the only thing is, with it raining, the back of the van around this area, it just gets soaked, absolutely soaking wet when it's raining. And the other thing is, obviously I need the chops outside, and obviously it's raining, and water and electric really don't go together, so I don't want to be electrocuting myself. So yeah, so I showed you what I did yesterday. So just the wall, show you the other side. Yeah, so that's basically all I did yesterday. Obviously going to collect all the wood. I did these little supports in here yesterday, and I was going to cut the ply, but I don't know what happened there. So basically that's all I did. Just 1 second. So yeah, the other thing that I'm going to add to it, Agnieszka's bought something for the van. She asked me, you know, because I was looking for a tap, and she says, "Oh, can I buy a tap?" So I was like, "Yeah, of course you can." So this is what she bought. She went on Amazon and bought obviously I wanted a black tap, so she's bought a mixer tap, and obviously this comes out. I've only got one hand, so I can't lift it up and pull it out, but yeah, I was thinking, well, does this retract, go back in? And then obviously there's this great big weight on the bottom. Yeah, I've never fitted one of them, so well, it's not going to be too hard, is it? It's going to go somewhere around here. Perfect. Thank you, Agnieszka. Nice little touch for the van. And she said, "Is there anything else that I can buy for the van? You know, can I help you out?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." I says, there's some windows. There's about £1,000 worth of windows." She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, you can maybe buy one if you want." So she was like, "Oh yeah, that's all right. How much is that then?" I says, "Probably about £200 just for a little tiny window." But yeah, every contribution helps, doesn't it? So, well, the van's coming on well. And in the next video you'll see a little bit more progress. You'll see the other side of the wall fitted, and then you'll probably see the cupboards made up, you know, from up the top of there. This little piece down here all finished. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got this far, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, you know, please subscribe. It massively helps to the channel. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. We've been doing it like, what, a year and a half. We're still nowhere near 1,000 subscribers. Subscribing is for free. Just remember that, guys. If you're watching it, just subscribe. You know, if you're not like a YouTube member, just add your email address in. That's all you need to do, and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. So please, like and subscribe. It massively helps to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.